what would you say as regards to this particular news? Of course, we all saw it when the president mentioned that, saying that the police has to go back and do their primary job, their primary assignment, what they were meant to do, protecting lives and properties. Okay, that was the meeting they had, on the screen, protecting lives and properties, and he actually called on the NSCDC to take it up from here, which, of course, we also need the NSCDC to also still protect the communities. But, of course, I would like you to give me your take as regards to this conversation.
Okay, thank you very much, fellow Nigerians. Let us at this point also first commend the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for thinking out of the box, out of the love of the people, to decide to create a 30,000 additional police force in the first instance. I want to use that on my own. But even though that number is a far cry from what the reality is. If we're a population of, say, 230 million, 30,000 is about 0.01. So if you do that ratio over 800,000, 815 wards, 774 local governments, 36 states plus the FCT 37, you have an average of, say, 3.4 new police per ward, and about 38 per local government, and about 810 per state is actually nowhere, really. But first, let's commend the president. Two, on the aspect of removing security detachment, police detachment for VIPs, is both good and bad. Good because in one way it will avail Nigeria the opportunity to have experienced hands, if truly they'll be relieved to go and do their job. It's one thing to make a political statement, just like you have observed. If the president had made a statement, one would have expected a marching order. A president says something today, and by tomorrow the action is fully in place. But you may be surprised that in the next almost 1 year, this policy may not have been implemented from what we have seen. But we hope that President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will live up to his words. So quickly, what I'll say in essence is to say, the policy direction is fine. However, the number is small. Two, the security situation in the country is such that, first and foremost, who are these bandits? What's the population of these persons that are terrorizing Nigeria? So we need to have an idea. Then three, we need to have what is called the security or community policing. For God's sake, a country of over 230 million people. I don't think the entire security workforce in Nigeria is up to 1 million. I don't think so. Even if it is up to 1 million, you have an average estimate of about 0.43% to cover the entire population, which is again a far cry from what this is. So let us see how fast President Tinubu can quickly deploy the police personnel away from VIPs. Then also the NCND, that's the National Security Defense people, they too have to be properly engaged. So their services could not be deployed to VIPs. They too need more hands. I think other than what the president is now trying to do, we have to look at this package holistically to say, for me, I would suggest that Mr. President have a grand design to say, okay, for the remaining part of 2025, we are going to recruit or conscript 1 million Nigerians into the security force, shared across Army, Police, Navy, Security Defense, DSS, all of them. Now, the burden of funding in this kind of arrangement will now be from national budgeting to be drawn from the 36 states, the FCT, the 774 local governments, so that this budgeting will cover both the training of personnel, their armament, and all the issues that pertain to proper securing this nation, so that these persons can be placed in strategic places across the country, from the world to the local government to the states and national infrastructure. Now, we need security intelligence, ICT. For God's sake, the world has gone beyond where we are, such that today, by GIS, you could locate anybody, anywhere on these matters when it comes to security.
Okay, so, comrade.
Yes, sir.
So you've said so much, in just few minutes. But you mentioned a statement that I feel I should, get clarification on. You said the president's pronouncement of withdrawal of police officers from VIPs is actually good and also bad. How do you mean bad? Because the reason why he's doing this, or he actually, mentioned the withdrawal, is because he wants the police to really do what they were meant to do. Their core reason why this particular, outfit was created in the first place. Why Nigerian police force was created was to protect lives and properties of the community. So if you are saying it is good and it's also bad, why the bad? Is it because the police too will be, removed from your own side too, as a VIP?
Yes,
that's why it's bad?
Yes. Actually, I was thinking in the line of the personality and the person of Mr. President. He was the one I put in that perspective when I used the word also bad. Because I began to assume that, imagine we remove the police security.
Okay, comrade, we have a caller. I'd like you to hold your thoughts, please. We have a caller. I'd like you to hold your thoughts, please. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Good afternoon. Okay, I think that was a drop call. All right, comrade, please, I'd like you to continue. Okay, hello, comrade, please hold on. Hello.
I'm with you.
Okay, please, go ahead.
I'm with you. Now, I commend my president, number one, for pulling out that.
Please hold on, sir? Please hold on. I think my guest is still talking. Hello, comrade. Okay. Comrade Arabi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Please, I'd like you to hold your thoughts. We have a caller on the line, please.
It's okay.
Thank you. All right, Inaya, please go ahead.
Now, I want to commend my president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for withdrawing that amount in 100,000 personnel guarding VIP in Nigeria while the masses are suffering. Man, that is a commendable, how would I put it, a commendable achievement. But I want to say, even if we employ 1 billion officers without technology, I tell you, these terrorists, these bandits will still beat us hands down. We have to employ technology, modern technology in fighting crime. Until this is done, I tell you, the enemy will always have the upper hand. Okay. Once I have looked at the terrorist group, they are not exposed to technology, and that is their weakness. But that should be our strength. But we are not using that strength. So I will employ my president, Bola Ahmed, to invest more in modern technology, and I tell you, this battle will be a forgotten battle sooner than we expect. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Inaya, for your call. Comrade Ragwe, did you hear what Inaya said?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Comrade, in closing, I'd like you to finish your submission, please.
Okay, concerning the security matter, I have to put Mr. President in perspective as to why I said the
Hello, comrade.
For instance, because can you hear me, sir?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Please
okay. I said quickly, I just put Mr. President, His Excellency, as Bola Ahmed Tinubu in perspective. I imagine that the police department, His Excellency President Tinubu, were deployed away from him, and only to leave him with the SCND as a VIP. And as the president of Nigeria, that will not be good for him. So, which means we have a body to also say, okay, there has to be a balance. Maybe one police per 2 SAND. Now, you see, the VIP should be able to afford. I think this is where the line should be drawn. Now, serving politicians outrightly with government forces. No, the government should also create a private arm of security outfit by which, if you even need 10, 20, they can be available to you at your beck and call so long as you can afford the service. So these persons be trained properly and be armed properly, equivalent of the army and the police in terms of armament and training. Now, we now deploy these persons into the different facets of our national life, across the world, across the local government, across national infrastructures, across our highways, across our bushes, so that wherever we think these insurgents have been or have been using as a hideout, this place aerially will be mapped out and secured properly. So there has to be a policy of deliberate conscription, which means if you are 18 years, you must serve the armed forces or serve the security architecture of Nigeria, obviously let's say for 4 or 5 years, as a must by way of constitutional legislation and the rest of them. So that every Nigeria will have a duty to protect this country, to protect the people.
Okay.
So it becomes incumbent on all of us, men and women from the age of 18, to be licensed to carry gun, be trained, and to secure this country. I mean, it becomes a national assignment. Because if you look at the recruitment, there are persons that want to even join the force. They don't have access. And the people that are being invited to come and join don't want to join. So we have to think out of the box and do a lot of things differently. The national arrangement has to be by community effort, for budgetary, for contribution, for so many arrangements to be put in place and properly supervised.
Okay, thank you so much, Comrade Deragbe.
This is my position for now, really.
Right.
So, Mr. President, we thank him for the initiative.
All right.
And to let you know that my suggestion would be, Mr. President, have the target to say every year 1 million.
Okay.
2025 from now to December, 1 million. By 2026, another 1 million. That's 2. By 2031, we'll have done up close to 8 million. And if you take that ratio over 230 million, assuming the population is 30, you'll have done up to say close to 3.456% of security provision for the citizens.
But notwithstanding, comrade.
But as it is, there can never be a safe haven where terrorists have so many bullets.
All right.
One terrorist can waste up to 1,000 people. Then imagine 1,000 people having equivalent strength. The terrorists will run away. So this is how we have to think out of the box in Nigeria and move forward. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Deragbe Anslem, for that wonderful submission. All right. Joining us live in the studio, we have a seasoned reporter and a senior political analyst, Mr. Dele Fanimo. You're welcome on board, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
I needed to drag you for this particular conversation because I understand that some people might have actually labeled you the spokesperson for the presidency. So it is better for me to bring you so that you can actually clear the air as regards to this particular conversation. You know, President had meetings with the service chiefs, and the next thing, you know, he made a proclamation, you know, he made a decision, and he said, withdraw all police officers guiding the VIPs, you know, from them. And the IG said, okay, sir, consider it done. Actually, this is not the first time we're hearing this conversation. But of course, this time around, maybe because the insecurity, you know, has been, you know, more intense compared to what it was before. And that's the reason why the president deemed it fit to make this declaration. And some people are actually saying that aside from the police officers coming back to the community to protect, you know, our communities, we also still need, just like what the caller said, we also still need, you know, more manpower. He requested for 30,000 additional officers, you know, to be recruited. And not only that, some are even saying technologies and all of that. But something actually struck my, you know, my mind as regards to this whole situation of insecurity. Bayo Onanuga granted a media parley, the spokesperson for the presidency. And he said, when he was asked, how did the government, the military officers, reach to these bandits to rescue the Kwara, you know, state church worshippers? He said they reached out to the bandits. You know that the bandits are using these people as shield and all of that. But they made a call, they reached out to them, you know, and they got them out. That line was not clear, sir. That line was not clear because we needed to know, did the federal government negotiate by paying ransom for each head? We want to know. What was the agreement that was made? How did they settle this situation? That he just said they called them. And for you to say they reached out to them, that means even with or without the technology, our government knows where these people are. So, sir, I would like you to dissect all of this conversation before we round off the show.
Well, let me start by commenting on the order to the IG that they should withdraw
police officers.
police officer guarding
VIPs.
some of these politicians and all the rest. As a matter of fact, 100,000 is not the actual figure.
Hmm.
As at last year, 138,000 were in various households guarding either politically exposed people, pastors, imams, Yahoo Yahoo boys, and all the rest. In fact, some had even forgotten that their state, their federal police, they carry bags, they run errands, they buy groceries, and when they are, you need to see the way they genuflege. Even some of them, they resist promotion
because they want to stay in that particular
household. I know the person has died now. I know a particular inspector that, as at the time I had close relationship with that politician who is late now, his mates were DSP.
DSP?
Yes, and he still prefers to remain an inspector. In fact, he has forgotten all the regimental training that he was exposed to. He was like a typical errand boy.
Can you still remember his division, where he's coming from?
Now, so you see why this one is different is the fact that it's coming from the president. Most IGs, when they are appointed, the first proclamation is all policemen should come back to their division. We are dismantling roadblocks. And the essence of making that proclamation is for those people that have been enjoying police escort
to come and renew the
contract.
So it's safe to say we can call it retainership.
So, but now it is coming from the president. And I know that Egbetokun will not toy with the instruction of the president, except he wants to lose his job. But then, it is not going to be a sweeping order. There are some people that really will require police cover, like Senate President, Deputy Senate President, all those.
No, the presidency can be covered, which goes from presidents to that of the Deputy Speaker, House of Reps. Yes.
Statutorily, they are supposed to have police guarding them.
Okay.
Now, we're talking about that is settled. Talking about security, talking about bandits, kidnappers, and all the rest. You see, one strange thing that I know people will want to say, no, I'm not saying the right thing, is the fact that some of these bandits, so-called bandits, you'll be discovering to your surprise that it may not be Fulani. I'm not being briefed for Fulani. There could be people around that area. They will dress like headsmen, kidnap for ransom. Because ransom taking is more lucrative. When last did you see armed robbers striking anywhere?
It's been quite a while.
Because they have transformed to kidnappers. There was a time they arrested 5 people in Ekiti State. Lo and behold, where the kidnapping was carried out, 2 of those 5 that were arrested were indigenes of that community, dressed in Fulani dress when they unveiled them. So it could be that local intelligence revealed that these people are not what we think. They could be amateurs who cannot stand the heat of aggressive surveillance and attack, and they quickly abandon their victims and run. And then I'm not saying categorically that, but I'm just hazarding guesses, because the real professional kidnappers, no matter what you do, it's easy. Those so this road they to the and 5 minutes to the phone when he had, I mean, 3 gunshots. And lo and behold, when they later started investigating, it was policemen from the nearest division that came to shoot to let the kidnappers know that we have seen you, that you have a prized victim.
Wow.
Don't come and tell us that you have not collected ransom.
Wow.
So there are so many dynamics into this. It's a lucrative business. Armed robbers have left robbery because of cashless policy.
Now, Mr. Dile, in closing, which I want to bring it, in closing as regards to the statement that Gumi mentioned. Okay. Now, if we have people like this who have actually made this a business venture, do you think these same people are safe to drop whatsoever arms that they are carrying and reintegrate them into the community? Because Gumi is actually saying giving amnesty, is the best solution, and forgiving them, rehabilitate them, reintegrate them back into the community is the best. Instead of always saying maybe we want to kill them, you want to keep annoying them. That's what Gumi said. Now, he also made it by connecting the conversation to that of the Niger Delta back then. And he talked about Nnamdi Kanu. He said, if Nnamdi Kanu is remorseful, that he would make a case for him, he would talk on his behalf for him to get pardon.
So his preoccupation now is to be making case for people.
So I just wanted to, close with this.
No, the point is, Gumi has no right to say that. Kanu was agitating for his people. The Niger Delta people, they had a reason for kidnapping. They were not taking money for kidnap. They will kidnap and insist that if foreigners don't leave their oil rigs, that they will not be released. And once they are evacuated, they release them without taking a kobo. Agitating for a cause. What cause is a bandit agitating for? That we want to say they should give them amnesty. Amnesty over what? There must be a cause. A revolutionary list must have a cause. So which is building the reason why he's agitating. Everybody knows that Kanu wants Biafra. Niger Delta, they want the environment cleaned up. They want government to take care of what they have lost in terms of giving them welfare. But what are the grievances of the bandits that they brought them from Mali, Niger, and all the rest to come and upset our political, for our democracy, and then after upsetting it, chasing Jonathan away, and now you now said go back to your country empty-handed, and decided not to go and formed rings, and they had opportunity of helping those who are mining our resources in Zamfara, our gold, to protect them and make it lucrative for them. And what are they agitating? What is the agitation? So it's a different ball game.
Okay.
Maybe Gumi needs to be lectured.
Okay. I think we cannot exhaust this particular conversation. It's really very painful. Officially, I just have to say this particular one.